Incredible greetings. Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. Incredible afternoon, incredible morning, depending on where you are watching from. It's Wednesday. I went to go live a little bit earlier because I got class in an hour. So I'm going to have to make this real quick. Y'all going to have to come through on your questions. If it gets kind of quiet, there are no questions, I am not going to pressure y'all because I still have to get ready for my class anyway. But if you're on, you have questions, I am here to answer your design questions. So go ahead. If you're on now, drop your city and state. Let me know where you're watching from. Drop a hey, how you doing? Just drop an emoji. If you can find that peacock, go ahead and drop that. And we are going to get started because, like I said, I got a good 30 minutes because I need to kind of do some things before my summer school business session starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, hello everyone. I am Shakeya, the professor of HSINK365. We are the home of the amazing product line. Honestly speaking, we carry the best sublimation ink and paper. Our paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. I'm actually going to have a little demo later today because I have to make a shirt for someone. So be sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. Be sure to follow. Click on the little dots. Turn your bell to see first or see all. And so we're not just kind of like default, and you may not get a notification, because I am going to go live later today doing some sublimation shirts for someone who wants we're going to do two. We're going to do a sublimation shirt, and we're also going to do an HTV shirt as well. So be sure to stick around or come back for that particular live video. So make sure you subscribe, right? Like the video. And I forgot what I was going to say. With the paper, 365, 30 seconds, you'll be able to see that. No butcher paper. I normally don't use heat tape or anything like that. So you guys will get to experience that. And then, of course, 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes and trainings, such as like our summer school, our summer seminars that are going on, which I'll give you more information about that towards the end of this, because I want you guys to really get your questions in. But as I posed it when I shared the video, my audience is mainly those in the creative space, creative entrepreneurs, or those who just kind of want to make some extra money. And if you want to make extra money from the things that you can do yourself and you can create and produce, yourself, how you can maximize those profits is limiting how much you have to rely on outside sources for designing. That is one of the key things that I teach, is designing, even if it's on a small scale. If you're able to save yourself time and money, and by time, I mean, how many of you have ever had to go into a group because you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to trace something or remove the background on something? You have to create the post in the group, wait for someone to respond to it, hope and pray someone responds to it, and they're actually giving you what you want. How many times, has there been anyone to where you post in a group and say, hey, can someone remove this background? I'm going to use it for a memorial. And what you get back is not just a background removal. They've added wings. They've added a whole skyline. They've added flowers and all this. Like, yo, I didn't ask for that. So now you have to, when you want to be thankful, and, say, okay, yeah, thank you for that, knowing good darn well that's not what you needed. But it's like, that's what I mean as far as like saving you time. Now, doing it yourself, of course, takes time. But if you have to, let's say, you wanted to create a file that's for what's coming up, 4th of July, Independence Day, you would end up having to go and maybe get a file off for Etsy. Or, if you have your subscription to Creative Fabrica, that's unlimited downloads. I think it was like $40 for the year. That's well worth it to go on there and get those designs. But let's say you find a design that's absolutely amazing. You like the way that it's set up. You're just not happy with the colors. If that's happened to you, go ahead and drop a 3. Like, you like a file, but you want to switch up the colors. It is good to know how to do those things yourself in whatever design software that you choose, as long as you're capable of doing that in the software that you use. Now, I teach mainly Silhouette Studio because it is absolutely free, okay? Absolutely free. So someone says, what designer app do you like working in besides Silhouette? By the way, I love your paper. Glad to hear that you love the paper. So I'm not big on apps. I will say that, right? And that kind of led into what I was going into. I'm not really big on apps. I guess that's a terminology that people use. I'm pretty old school. And I even made a post, and like, I call Canva a design platform, because it's really not an app, because you have to log in on the internet and you're doing it's internet based. So I consider that to be an internet based design platform, because it's not really an app. And for me, an app is something that you can download, like it's on a mobile device. Like, that's what an app is, where I consider it to be like a design app. I like design softwares that are standalone, that you can actually download and it lives on your computer. It doesn't matter if there's no internet or anything like that. As long as your computer can turn on and your mouse works, your keyboard works, you are able to fully design. Those are the programs that I prefer when it comes to teaching design. Each program offers different things. So my go-tos are Silhouette Studio, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. Now, I do have CorelDRAW. That used to be one of my go-tos. But once I actually had some coins and I was able to afford paying for Photoshop, I liked Adobe. I've told this, many a times, where I liked CorelDRAW because it was not so expensive to buy that software straight out, because Photoshop, you couldn't always just use a Creative Cloud. If you wanted Photoshop, you had to pay a couple $100s for Photoshop. You had to pay a couple $100s for Illustrator. Now they have subscription bases, so it works with your girl. Making a little coin. Even had to buy it straight out. I think back then it was close to maybe even like $1,000 or so. So I'm doing quite well in the business to where now, even if they had that, I would still be okay with buying Photoshop. But back when I was 17, 18, or a struggling airman at 19 and 20, they weren't about to get my coins. So I learned Corel Draw, so I know that one. But if I had to just use if I had to use softwares for like forever, it would be Silhouette Studio, Adobe Illustrator, and Photoshop. I am working on learning the ins and outs of InDesign because I plan to create some interactive ebooks and workbooks and things like that and guides. And I want to be able to have hyperlinks. You can somewhat do that in Canva. I'm saying somewhat. You can. I think people do it in Canva, but I am working on learning InDesign and the ins and outs of that so I can hyperlink things and set all those up. But I'm an Adobe girl. Like, I really am an Adobe girl. Really love it. But that's a good question. But it doesn't matter really which software you start with. I just recommend that everyone that's in the creative space, you start to learn to design, and not just learn that software, learn that platform, understand design techniques, because there will be a point where those softwares may not work for you. The capabilities of it won't work, but the technique, like if you have to now go to a different software, some of the techniques are the same. You just have to know that, like, the terminology and the tools over there, but the foundation of designing is the same. And that's really what I focus on, is really equipping you to where you can do some of these tasks yourself, which again is going to save you some money because you don't always have to go out and buy file after file. Things like backgrounds, I spend a lot of money on them because those really do take it can take a lot to create all of these different colors and set them up. And my main goal is not to be a creator of those types of digital products. I want to create final products. So contrary to what you may think, certain things, it's better to leave it to professionals or those who enjoy doing that. Your money-making task is creating the final product. So you want to be able to do things that's going to make that a lot quicker. So for backgrounds and stuff, although I know how to make them, I can go and set up a polka dot background. I can set up backgrounds with stripes. I can set up a repeat pattern. I don't want to do that. Like, I have the skills to if I ever absolutely needed to, but I prefer to buy a pack of or a set of backgrounds. I prefer to do it that way because it's going to make it easier. And then I'm just focusing on what's on top, like changing the colors, typing things out, arranging them, making them fit a template. One of the things that I cannot stand, it's a strong word, like saying that you can't stand something. I'm not going to use hate, but one of the things that just grinds my gears is for someone to take something that was originally designed, and let's say it's a landscape type design, and they stretch it out to fit. I mean, there was a portrait style, and they stretch it out to fit landscape, and everything is all stretched out. I think that's the laziest thing that anyone that says they're a designer can do. You need to know how to rearrange it and size proportionally for the size. So I love teaching that. All right. So we have I talked a lot. So now your time is limited because normally y'all don't ask no questions. So now you have about 15 minutes or so to get your questions in. And I'm going to do my best to help you save some money by answering your design questions and things that you have been trying to learn to do yourself. So go ahead and post your questions. I'm going to go through them and answer as many as I can in about 15, 20 minutes. Hello. Thanks. I have business edition of Silhouette. And if you don't know, you don't have to have a Silhouette Cameo machine in order to use Silhouette Studio. You can download it and use the free version. There's a lot that you can do in the free version. There are benefits to the upgrades, a lot of benefits to it. We have a whole day in our 30-day training talking about the benefits of the upgraded versions like Designer and Business. But you can do a lot in the free one, and anyone. Canva, you still have to pay to be able to get certain features, but you can do a lot of that stuff for free. free 99. Just go to Select America. And this is not a sponsored video. I am not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. I truly share this information to help my other creatives because I don't get not one red cent from them folk. Okay. So just know that this is not a promotional thing. Now, in my classes to teach it to you, I mean, yeah, that's what my business is. Hey, I teach these things. I make revenue off of it. But if you just want to go get that one, I highly recommend it. Go get it. I don't make any money off of you going to go get the free software. All right. So, hello. Where do you download? How do you get the pictures to show? So it depends. If you have a download and it was in a zip folder, right? You have to go to extract. So I'm going to come over here. Let's open up. I gotta look around this. Let's open up Creative Fabrica. And we're going to download something. I've done this a couple of times, but y'all know I'm always looking to teach. So I'm going to open up Creative Fabrica here. We're going to download something. So if it's so some things will be to where you can just download. Like if I go to PNG Tree, if it's like the Photoshop one or like the EPS file, normally those are in a zip file or a raw file. But if it's like just the PNG or the JPEG, if you download that, it's just ready to use and you just kind of bring it into your design. If it is in a zip folder, you're going to have to extract that. So it used to be like the terminology was like unzip, but on your software, it's going to say extract, well, at least for Windows PC. I'm not sure what the terminology is for Mac. I'm not a Mac girl. I've used a Mac, but I don't really do that often to where I can always remember off the top of my head what the terminology is for Macs. All right, Creative Fabrica is open. So let's go ahead and add this to the stream. And we're going to flip you guys around. Yes, Creative Fabrica is amazing. One of my favorites. And it's like really, really cost effective. So cost efficient. I'm going to move the Quaker for today. All right, there we go. So let's do, these are really cute. I think I might already have this one. And fonts are going to be the same way. Okay, here's one that's really trending. It's really big for a lot of people. It's the 3D, and a lot of times it's like the 3D flowers for tumblers and things like that. So these are just backgrounds. These are technically not set up for tumblers. These are just 3D backgrounds, but you can crop it to fit a tumbler. So we're going to go over here and just hit download. Okay. Once that downloads, it's down here, which my head is in the way. Let's get rid of me. Boom. There it is. It is, and you can see here, it says zip, and there is a zipper going across the file. So once that's done, we're going to open it up and we're going to extract it. So now I'm going to look at the next question. Hey, how are you doing? Watching from Barbados. Well, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Barbados. If you guys don't know, I am located in Miami, Florida. Incredible Wednesday. How are you? Thank you for my peacocks. Thank you for my ink colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. I appreciate that. Thank you for the peacocks. Thank you for joining from San Francisco. All right. So we're going to come over here and we're going to click on that. And these technically you're not able to use them because they are zipped. So you're going to come to extract. If you don't see the extract there, normally if you're in your downloads folder and you see the zip file, if you right click on it, the option will come up to extract all, but mine shows at the top. So we're just going to go ahead and click that. It brings up this window here. And we're going to, I normally save mine to a file. This is where you want to start to organize your files. So I'm just going to go click browse. And I'm actually already in my Creative Fabrica one, but it's in Flowers Baby Elephant. So I'm just going to click on Creative Fabrica downloads. So this is where I can start to organize things. I'll know where things are. So we're going to go ahead and select that folder and we're going to save it there. And I have show extracted files when completed. So we're going to go ahead and hit extract. It's going to do its thing. And then that's going to open up for me. Now, as far as seeing them, you right click. There's a couple different ways that you can organize your files. It can be off like with the details. You'll see lists, you'll see small icons, medium icons, large icons, extra large icons, and that allows you to see what the file is. So, wait a minute. All right, where did it go? Oh, it may have so with this one, it didn't keep the whole folder. It extracted them out. So they're just right here. So you can see all these pictures. But if I right click and I go view, so you have content, you have so it's like that. You have view, and they have tiles. So it's like that. You have view. I'm just going to go to large icons, and then that way you'll be able to see exactly what it is, and then you'll be able to bring it into whatever design software that you are using. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Let's see. Hello, thanks for reaching out. I'm into sublimation. I have made t-shirts, mugs, and more. Currently learning to do tumble wraps. Have not found my niche yet, nor have I looked into selling, but would love to start a small business as I get closer to retirement from corporate America. And what you're doing now is perfect. Like just setting yourself up so that you're learning everything, where it's no real commitment. It's not anything that's going to stress you out. Like you don't have to worry about deadlines and orders and marketing. You are taking the time now to really understand how to do sublimation, learning how to perfect those skills, because what you want to do when you are in business is really have that down to a science where you don't have as many mistakes. That way you don't lose money in your mistakes. So enjoy the journey, enjoy learning right now, so that when the time comes, you are able to focus more on setting up a business and not trying to learn the skills, learn marketing, learn the business side. Like we're going to talk today about understanding like your taxes and marketing and branding, customer service, terms and conditions. That's what we're going over today in day 2 of my creative business summer school, week 1, which is going from a hobby to a business. Can you please change the color on a design? So I'm not going to go into like changing an individual element on a JPEG or PNG. We do have a training. It goes step by step. We do a I do, we do, you do type situation. It's only $15.63. I do have it now. Don't get me wrong. If you would like to go and search my channel, you will find videos. I've done them in lives, but I did just drop that one. It is a step-by-step one. It's well worth the $15. So I'm not going to necessarily go through that way of changing the color on a design. However, I will go through showing you how you can take a design that's an SVG and do a trace and just change solid colors. So hopefully that will still help you out with understanding how to do that. All right. Now, I will show that. So we're going to move this out of the way. I'll tell you, once you kind of isolate stuff, Silhouette Studio has this wonderful icon, this wonderful tool and function. It's your image effects. This color palette right here is your hue and saturation. So once you learn the techniques to isolate the areas that you want to change, you just use this and it will change the colors. But you can see it's going to change everything. You have to isolate the areas that you want to change. And I do teach that from Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, and Canva, all for just $15.63. You can purchase the playback, get access to that. You get the full training. It's unedited. So the questions that are there, you get the work, you get the source file that we use, and you'll be able to understand how to do that. And then I would love to see, from what you learn from that, I want to see you take another image and you apply those skills that you learned and do it with a different image. But, you guys can't see that. Sorry. So I'll do it again. So all you do is move this and see, it will change the color. So even if I come here and I do this, it will change the color, but it's going to change that young man also. Now, this is technically a file, although it's a JPEG or PNG, like right now it's pixelated. it is something that has its line art. It could have been, when they designed it originally, it was vectored and it was in sections. It's solid colors. There's contrast, there's separation between the colors. So I can do a trace of this and be able to change the color of his face, his hair, the bear itself. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Images like this that are full on digital, they're rasterized, they're bitmap type images, there's shading, there's shadows, there's highlights. You would not be able to just trace this to get those, and just get those areas isolated. But something like this, you can do that with, right? And you're going to do that through tracing. So we're going to come over here to our trace window. We're going to go select trace area and then place a box around it. It's going to pick up on black almost immediately, but it's also picking up on some of those browns. So I teach in day, well, I can't think of what day it is, but there's a day for tracing. And I have this example that I show. It's a little slider with all these different colors. And I show you how, as you move that threshold, what color range it's picking up, because Silhouette Studio is colorblind, but it picks up tones and shades, based off of the percentage. So if I go and I take this down, I now have I've taken away that brown area. What I have selected is just the black, and the black is the separator of all the different colors. So if I go and hit trace on this, not trace and detach or anything like that, I want to be able to change those colors. So we're going to click on this and move it out of the way. I don't need my trace anymore. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with some color. I normally choose a really random color that's not in my design. That way, as I'm changing out colors, I know what I have not changed, right? So we're going to right click and we're going to release compound path on that. Okay. And I'm going to click off. I'm going to click on, in this case, the nose, and I'll make that black. So that's all of the outline and like the solid black areas. Now, of course, we can see his eyebrows were black, his eyes, his nose, his mouth, the dots on his, the freckles on his cheeks, the dots up here. All these things technically should be black, but there's steps that you have to do to turn those into black. But we're gonna do that in a moment. But his costume, it's a bear, right? So let's say I didn't want it to be a brown bear. I may have wanted this to be a purple bear. So I'm going to select all the parts and I'm going to make it purple. So I see that I'm still missing this one. I'm missing his leg. I'm going to click purple again. All right, that's all my purple parts. I'm going to go ahead and just group those together. Okay. This little piece right here, if we look, it should be where you can see through that, right? So I'm going to take this piece, hold down shift, click, and we're going to go over to modify and subtract. All right. Now, all of these little pieces here, so it just really depends on what you're going to do. If you are trying to create something that is layered, you want some texture, you want it to be kind of like a 3D look, you would cut those little circles from black paper, glue those on top, and it's going to give it a raised look. It's going to give you some texture, right? But if you just want this to be able to use it digitally, we don't want to have to worry about going in and coloring all of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and select everything that's up here. So I'm selecting the background, I'm selecting the purple, and I have all of those little whisker areas, like little dots. I'm going to hold down shift and click on the black, the black. So all I have now, I'm going to change the color so you can see, is the purple, and you can see that the little things up there changed. Well, I'm going to go subtract. Now I see the black there. I'm going to go ahead and group that back together. And now I see the black because that's coming from the background. So now I'm just going to speed through this and just do the rest. Actually, his hand. Okay, so yeah, that's black as well. Oops. All right, there we go. All right, so that's done. So I'm going to make the teeth. We're going to still leave those white. We're missing teeth right here. Okay, we're going to make his hair. Let's make that brown instead of the red color that was there. So let's make that brown. Alrighty, group. We're going to take his face and his neck. We're going to make those all the same color, which right now just looks kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to fix it. It's the red that's making it look weird. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and group that. All the parts of his ears, his eyes, his mouth, all of that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make his tongue. Let's just make that like this little pink color that's here. And so then I'm going to select everything else and okay. Oh, wait, I need to take out the tongue. There we go. And we're going to make his shirt. Let's make it one of my favorite colors, turquoise. We're going to make his tongue back to the pinkish color. I'm going to select it all and remove the line color. Boom. So we've taken it from this original and we were able to change the colors. And I can customize any part of this because what I've done is called vectorize. I have vectorized this particular image and now I can change it to whatever color I want. I can resize it to whatever size that I want and it will never lose quality because it is just filled with a solid color and it's not made up of pixels. Okay. Where in your bio do we purchase the $15 course? If you just click on the link tree, if it's not up there and it says the workshop, the color changing or color edit workshop, just go right to our website, shop.hsink365.com. And when you scroll down, it's this one right here. So it's the easy color changing edits. So this is the workshop that's $15.63, and you basically learn how to go from a tan colored shirt and you'll learn how to make any color combination that you want. Now, I do highly recommend if you really want to learn Silhouette Studio, because again, it's a great graphic designing software, especially for beginners, is to go to our Essentials to Silhouette Studio. It's 30 days of learning. And you can see what each day entails. Okay, so it's self-paced. You can work on it whenever you want, what time is convenient for you. You have lifetime access to it. Okay, we are gonna have like the new when I reteach this with my academy for learning this inside and out. We're gonna have like study hall and study sessions. My workshops, I talked about it on yesterday that the workshop word, maybe it was kind of hard. So we're going to kind of make them like study hall, study sessions, tutoring sessions, where I will take one thing. Like, let's say I could set one up. And although I just showed you how to do this, you can work along with me and make sure that you are doing every step correctly by working along with me, getting hands-on real-time help if you attend the live session. So this will be something that we would have in our workshops or study halls, where I would say, this is our file. So we're going to work on tracing this file. Is it something that you're going to need for your business or need like to use? No, not really. But you're going to learn that skill so that when you do need it, you're able to accomplish it. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to answer one more and I got to go, guys. How do you take a single color image and turn it into a full color image? Oh, but there you go. Answered your question. Didn't even know you had that question. So that's how you would do that. Even if it was like, if this was all just black and white, it would be the same thing. You need to be able to trace it to isolate it. Which font is better to download? To be honest, nowadays, it really does not matter. If they give you a choice, I think most of the time I do like OTF, but it's just open type font and true type font. Back in the day, it was to where it only worked like with certain software. Like that's, you have to remember, like we had like IBM, they had Macintosh. So they had file formats that were made for like the newer systems that were coming out, and it read in that. Some artists only create an OTF, which is open type font. When you're in programs like Photoshop and graphic design softwares like that, certain fonts have glyphs, and you have to have that open type font in order to be able to use it. But they really do the same. They don't, once they're in the system, as long as your system can open it, they're going to operate the exact same way. So one is not better than the other, at least not in today's day and age. Purple bear, what do you see? I see a professor teaching me. That is so freaking cool. I love that. I caught just a bit of your live. I really need to get to know Silhouette. I had it for a couple of years now. I'm telling you guys, any design class that I do is always going to be beneficial, but you want to start with that 30-day training. You need to start with that 30-day training. It's going to make when we go into the design classes. If you're watching not just my video, if you're watching someone else's and you feel like they're going too fast because you don't understand what they're clicking on, they move away from it too quick. You have to constantly keep pausing and stuff just to see where they're clicking at. That 30-day training is going to train you on where the tools are, where they're located. So someone can say, okay, I need you to group this. Do you know there's 5 different ways that you can actually group? So if someone says group, you don't necessarily have to do exactly how they group. There's other ways that might be quicker for you. So that's what the 30-day training really does. It breaks down all of the tools and functions. Everyone needs that 30-day training. So see, someone says 30 days is where you need to start. It's a game changer. And if you've been using it for years now, you're going to be mad at yourself. It's like, man, I could have learned and knew like all of these things a whole lot faster, instead of searching the internet. Now you go in there, sometimes you can be on YouTube and you can find tutorials for specific projects, specific things, but it's like, you still won't get a full understanding. Like when someone really breaks down the tools and functions, it empowers you. It unlocks a world of possibilities when you really learn how to actually utilize the tools and functions. All right. I got to go because I do have a class that is starting up and it's our creative business summer school. Now, if you want to, see what we're going to talk about in this, you have to sign up for the full summer school. It's not available in our seminars or basically a la carte. So you would click on the one that says summer school. I have to change this graphics right now. It looks like it's the same. Just look at the titles. So we have our summer school. You're going to get all 5 weeks, the hobby to business week. You're also going to get foam board 101. You're going to get the custom ribbon and bows week. You're going to get the sublimation emphasis on drinkware and t-shirts, and then the world of transfer. So press on demand and understanding the power of using these services and not worrying about trying to get a screen print set up when you're first starting out. You don't need to get a DTF set up when you're first starting out. You want to test that market to see if your customers even want that, if it's something that's going to benefit you, and then see if it's going to be worth your while to get your own printer. I did outsourcing for my banners for many, many years before I, got my first eco-solvent printer, which is the Roland. And I am quickly outgrowing that. So once we have a little bit more space, I'm going to get the bigger printer where I can do larger ones. But for now, that Roland is what works in my space. So I have to just outsource. Outsourcing, you don't lose money, guys. I am teaching about that in this creative business program, especially on that last week. So if you want to take anything that last week, which is the POD, you're going to go over to where it says seminars. Like I said, today, that will change so people don't get confused. But week 5, so right here, World of Transfers and POD, we're going to talk about and really break down how outsourcing and getting transfers can still be very beneficial and lucrative for your business because you're taking a lot of stuff off of your plate. So check those classes out. They're on the website. If you want to attend live and get in on this amazing business session that we're going to have today, we're breaking down customer service, terms and conditions, taxes, and like knowing what it means as far as like your taxes, sales tax, like the different phases and like the phases that you should be working on in setting up and structuring your business, how to come up with product descriptions, going over like taking pictures of your products. That's everything that we're going to jam into today. And then we have our final session for the week on Friday. That one starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a little bit more time to sit in and really, really, dive into it. We're going to talk about websites on that day, ways to, like, if you're just starting out, other ways that you can capture your orders, capture your audience and get their email addresses, one-page websites, and we're going to have an exclusive like Q&A, like let's just sit, talk with the professor, pick her brain, figure out what you can do to help your business. We're going to do all of that on Friday. You only get access to that if you sign up for the full summer school. But if you're not able to, and any of the 4-week, the week 2 through 5 interests you, you can always go and sign up for just those seminars. Like I said, we have Phone Board 101. I talked about in another video, like if you don't have to monetize these things, but they're going to be great for your business. I am going to do another video for each one of these topics and talk about how they can benefit your creative business. I'm going to talk about that. So you'll see how it will benefit you, because you may look at that and be like, I don't know if I need to learn phone board, but it can help you save money in your business by complementing your business. And it's something that you can do for yourself. That's truly DIY, where you would not have to purchase it outside from an outside vendor. Okay. So I got to go. Until next time, guys, have a great one. I'm going to turn my camera so you're not saying goodbye to my screen. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Y'all know how I see a question there. I can answer that one real quick. All right. So do you recommend upgrading from the free version of Select Studio? I really do. You don't have to. There's a lot that you can do. Make sure you click on the link in my description of my video, or go to our website and go to business. Give your girl some credit for that one. I'm an affiliate with Swing Design, so I get a small commission when you click on my link. So although you can do a lot of things in the free version, there are benefits. Like for me, I could not survive. And those who have taken my classes know I cannot survive without center of rotation. Honey, that is like, we have a whole love affair going on. My crosshairs, I don't use those as much, but man, when I need them, it's great having those crosshairs. I love multiple undo. Whoa. Where you going? I love multiple undo. And that is a business edition feature. So there are things where over time I've learned, like, I can't live without. Now, to someone starting out, you may not really see the benefit of it, but when you go and you're setting up designs and you're doing all this stuff, you start to realize how those little small things, Jesus, they make a big difference. They make a world of difference in the print on demand, when we're going to talk about nesting, and when you need to create your gang sheets and being able to have that set up your gang sheets for you for DTF. So there are some benefits to those upgraded versions, and it's a one-time purchase. So I highly recommend that you click on the link in the bio or in my description, and you get those upgrades. Go all the way to business. Business has all of the tools and all of the functions in business. So you can't go any higher than that. It is about $50 or $60, something like that on Swing Design. Click on the link and get that. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Okay. Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer that one. You'll have to come back or just post it in my group. You're in a Facebook group right now. So take that same question, post that back in the group, and I'll try and help. I'll try to tell you as far as what's going on. It may not be of help to you. Also post pictures. Let me know exactly what print settings you're using. I need all that information to help you troubleshoot what may be the issue and how you can potentially correct that. Okay. You don't see summer classes. What do you mean you don't see summer classes? Are you on our website? So you can't really miss it. When you're on the website, you scroll down to the right. So you have the main banner. You have all of your thumbnails. That's going to go right to the collections. Yes, you can click on those. Right here under new and current live trainings, we have the workshop. You have the creative business summer school. And then these are the summer seminars. And that this is the one where you can purchase individual weeks. So this is summer school, $383.65 if you do one-time payment, $413.65 if you're doing the buy now, pay later. You guys missed the early bird special because we definitely had it a lot less than that when it was like that for a week. So you guys have missed that. And here is the summer seminars where it's broken down from week 2 to week 4. You cannot get access to week 1 a la carte. Okay. It should still be under the, it's on the Academy site. It's hidden from there, but it should still be under, like if you go to classes and playbacks, it should still be there. Okay. How long does it last? How long does what last? The price or the course itself? Now, if you're just talking about how long you have access to that, or do you mean like how long is each session? I gotta go. I gotta still write down some stuff. So again, what do you mean? How long do you have access to it, or how long is each session? I got to eat my muffin so that my stomach's not growling. I guess I got to go. I got to eat, and I need to take down some notes for some things. So, okay. So each session, the daytime sessions, I know, time is valuable. Most people are taking their, I'm not encouraging to take their lunch break. If you work where you kind of have to sneak, maybe take your lunch break. So those sessions are about an hour and 15 minutes, because we have our kind of our grace period in the beginning. So like yesterday we started at 1. The room opened up at 1. We were done by like 2:15. Because we have a 10-minute grace period, and then like with the Q&A, so we were out of there by 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. On Friday, it's in the evening, so we have a little bit more time to kind of play around, and where you're not having, like, you're not on the clock for maybe some people. So on Friday, it starts at 6:30. I think on there it's allocated for about 2 hours, but hey, we moving and grooving and we having fun, we might be on there longer. But at a minimum, it's going to be 2 hours, and each week it's 3 days. The first day is the design. So how to properly design for all these things that you should know, because you cannot, all of these require different design techniques. So you're going to learn about designing and understanding what you're designing for. The second day is about the business side of it. How can it benefit you, whether you're going to monetize it or if you're just going to use it for your business? How much of these things cost? How much can you sell them for? Depending on understanding your core demographic and your target audience. What they're, depending on who you're marketing to, what they're willing to pay for, who you're going to market to. So the second day is always about business. And then the last day is the actual application of things. So we're going to learn how to properly cut foam board, how to glue them together, the benefits or the differences between using a hot glue gun versus regular glue, and like the strength of it. If you want to make it color, vinyl versus spray paint. So we're going to learn all of that on the final day. That's why I said that one could go a little bit longer. Yes, every last class of mine, if you go in and you go under classes and playbacks, every single class there, you have unlimited lifetime access. Because of how we redistribute it, we have 2 different ways. You're always going to have access to that content once you pay for it. So you can work at your own pace. I don't expect you guys to learn and master it. I would hope that you would take it. You're going to watch it, even if you're live, and you're going to go back and you're going to watch it again. And then you're going to go back and watch it again. And you're going to go back and watch it for another refresher. It's always there for you to watch as many times as you need, take as many notes as you need. You'll be surprised that the notes that you may have wrote the first day, now that you're doing it, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I actually figured out a better way of doing this, and your notes will change. So you have unlimited access to every single class that I ever teach. All right. So I got to go. I need to eat my muffin. I got to get some energy. I got 10 minutes. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. It is Wednesday, though, so I will see you guys later for a sublimation demo. Wednesdays is my day of, I'm going to activate the hell out of you, and I'm going to be live multiple times a day. So be sure to set your notifications and come on back, because we are going to do some t-shirts, sublimation, and HTV a little later on after my session. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.